Hi there. Today, talking about our vintage fur ID series, we're going to talk about the mighty Canadian beaver. So of course the beaver was what the fur industry was founded on, with Europeans coming to North America in search of fur, and the beaver was that number one item. Of course, anyone that studied this in school in Canada certainly knows the history of the beaver, the fur trade, and the Hudson Bay Company. And to be honest, this is where it all started. So this is a sheared beaver top hat that would be 1880s-ish, but of course the fur trade here goes back to the early 1600s with the French coming into Canada. But this is that classic top hat that was made, and this is actually very finely sheared beaver, dyed black, and it still has the leather underneath it and even sounds like a drum. So this is a classic piece. What's also amazing about the beaver, even today, is that after all these years, the beaver is in every stream of North America. Hyper-abundant populations, so still there in populous numbers. So a great story of sustainability, and also providing amazing warmth over the years. So just going to talk about the characteristics and the colors. So this is a slightly brown dyed beaver, so we can see that this is two-toned. It has the natural long-haired beaver that has the guard hairs on the top and a very dense underwool underneath, which when plucked and sheared at that tanning phase produces an unbelievably soft and luxurious and dense and warm fur, like a very thick velvet. So this piece, 1980s, has a little blouson style, has the sheared beaver top, natural long-haired beaver in the bottom. This piece is an incredible one, and coming up to Canada Day, love seeing this. This is red plucked and sheared beaver with a black dyed mouton or sheep collar and cuffs. This was made by an amazing designer in Montreal named Zuki, probably again late 1980s, but an absolutely stunning piece. And you can see here that it's really has a beautiful draping to it, really beautifully made. So very warm, very dense, and again, been around for almost 40 years. This one is interesting. So the beaver in itself, this is a natural blonde beaver. So while the one on the far side slightly darkened, but a natural dark beaver, this is western. So anything that would be in the west of North America typically tends to have a paler color. That's the same with most fur types. So this is a natural, very pale, beautiful, even has a bit of a reddy tone to it. But just a really stunning piece. Again, this is a 1980s with a beautiful swing and beautiful draping. So it shows different color characteristics, and anything darker would be into the eastern side. So again, just to look at a few other things that we're doing. So these are some gauntlet mitts made out of a natural dark eastern beaver. These are made in Quebec, probably Quebec beaver. So beautiful here, sheepskin liners. So this is a great ice fishing, snowmobiling, just country outdoor wear. This is an idea of what can show the different intarsia, or sewing different pieces of fur together. And this would have been made with a number of different pieces of fur sewn together, blocked out, and made into a hand muff. And while this might be 25, 30 years old, the hand muff is still something that we are doing today. It's still something that's popular, and actually getting a little more popular with the ladies at the ski hill, standing around watching their kids ski. And just one last piece on the beaver. We have these kicking around. These are tanned beaver tail leather. So each one would have a double side to it, but this is what it is. And we often make little items out of this, change purses, wallets, different things made out of the leather. So that gives you a little snapshot into beaver, the types of fur, the way it's dyed, and the way it can be used.